I don't know what to do. Sometimes I wear sunglasses in nighttime or in a store when you don't really need to wear them because um, I don't want anyone to see me like like right now I'm trying to come back from a pretty bad what do you call that um a pretty bad anxiety panic kind of attack um um yeah, I don't know how to put my words together like when I'm like this, so I don't know. But I know what I was gonna say, but it's just like my mind's blank. Well, it's so weird, like my mind goes blank and this train of thought and I was it's or there's too many thoughts, so I really stop the thoughts, like they just running around there in my head. I can't really slow them down to um interpret what it is I'm thinking about. And but the feeling of doom and fucking I don't know. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. This kind of condition. Um, you can't see it. It's not something you can see, really, unless you're with somebody who's very empathic or observant. Um, I don't know. I think I need more medication and well, it's kind of saved my life getting on the medications I'm on now, which are three different medications, but um, a lot of the effects has worn off. Like at first, that works with any drug or any kind of pharmaceuticals are drugs, so yeah, any drug, it's like at first it's great and it's effective, but then it loses its potency, and then you gotta go up in milligrams, and they do usually. And then if you go up to like the highest milligram, and it still doesn't work. Well, actually, I think what it is you they keep bringing you in and changing your dose to go up, and then when there's a limit on the dosage and it starts to wear off at that point, then they're gonna put you on some other different medication altogether and then start off from the bottom up again. This is how they make their money and use you as a guinea pig, and it's very terrible because really we know specifically, I mean, even the doctors know what would work best for you, but depending on your insurance or lack thereof, It's gonna be, you can't just tell them, okay, I want this, this, and this, and I want this milligrams of that. It's not gonna happen, especially with the arrogance of uh, arrogance. A lot of most doctors anyway are pretty arrogant about. They're going to tell you what you're gonna take, not you gonna tell them because you're not a professional. Okay, so whatever. But I know what my body needs, and I know what I could try first without wasting time. But of course, wasting time to them is more money for them. It's not the same as you wasting your time, so of course. But so yeah. Even though my situations are pretty bad and I get triggered a lot, my medications I guess should be still kicking in to help me out with that, and it's not working right now, and I noticed that. Well, yeah, these specific ones for maybe a year or so. Um, uh, I still get the panic attacks. I still have the anxiety. I still have all of that and the depression. And it's like, okay, we're gonna have to start all over again. I don't want to start all over again really right now. I don't think I could afford to do that. As in time. I can't afford any more time to do that. And it's getting frustrating. And I keep thinking about just doing like an illegal drug, but I did. Uh, but my experience with that is not safe. It's not something that I should be doing because I might start doing it and then I'll be like, this is fine, and then have a really bad day or something and might overdose. I might overdo things. So I've had issues with that, with alcohol, with uh, cocaine. I really liked when I was younger because I'm a shy person, really because of what I've been through. But like I have a lot of paranoia where you can kind of feel a person like me can meet people and want to be with them, but uh, I'd have this paranoia at first that they could read through me and see through me as this person that went through all these things and is very vulnerable and not approachable. Uh, Before when I had my weight in good order, well, then I was skinny always growing up, and when I had everything, it looked presentable on the outside. When I had all that, I was at my worst actually with the paranoia, anxiety. But I did have my own friends and people around. I don't know. When I met this narcissist husband, ex-husband, uh, everything else didn't matter as much anymore. So I kind of lost people, and made me even more kind of awkward feeling inside, uh, to engage with others. So really, I don't want to. At this point in my life, and I'm a lot older now, but it's hard to keep it together the way I was really playing Russian roulette. Let's just say, let's be truthful here. Doing the wrong things anyway. Like my brain would just, oh, I'm having a bad day today. Let me take more. Let me do this. Almost overdose. Almost alcohol poisoning. I could have died from that. I could have died from falling many times when I was really drunk or something, or I could have been murdered by the people I ended up in bed with or socializing with. There's so many possibilities. There's so many situations I was in that I could have not come out of that good at all. Like it could have went really south, and I'm grateful every day that I'm uh self-aware, and but the self-awareness gets scary because of my condition as it is. I am very anxious, so being self-aware scares me a lot of times. I'm like, oh no, I don't want to know that. And then, being open to what's going on around me right now, my country I live in, the United States, gets me paranoid and anxious as well, because I'm very, I don't know, but I don't know. And really nothing I've tried has helped in the long run. Nothing, because just being the person I am, or whoever I am, like, I just attract certain people as it is. Just in general, and it's just like bad luck followed me around because of how bad it was for me to be when I was born, and upwards from there. It was all negative. So, um, but yet I'm able to maintain some kind of uh like facade of normalcy, or innocence, or like, I'm not loud, obnoxious, or anything, and mean to people. Like, I am just so, like, my voice is very low. Like, some people want to complain that I'm too soft spoken, but people think of me like that, and they think I'm just this person that nothing bothers me, and I'm just like kind of in the background all the time, and not really giving much thought, kind of blend in. But uh I don't want attention drawn to me at all, because it gives me a hell of a lot of anxiety, and it messes with my mind and my cognitions, and it just screws up my brain and my contentment, just to be content is something that I struggle with. Um, or just baseline, normal, whatever that is. I mean, I felt normal before, so I have an idea of what that would look like. I feel like if I had it um, normally, like regular people have. Um, and it bothers me to know that I know I'm not like that, and people don't know that until I tell them, or they notice things about me. Then I have to get out of the comfort zone of trying to blend in. So, um, as a human being, I don't really blend in, because I like to be I'm more of a creative type person. I like things that are different and not mundane, or I have to uh, I like different. I'm very different. Like, I like to stand out in that way, but I don't actually like attention on me, which is kind of weird. It kind of contradicts itself in my mind. Like, how does that make sense? Like, you want to be seen, you want to be noticed, you do things that are not what other people do, and you try to not do what other people do. You try to be unique and have your own take on things, and like, take something that normally everybody else wears, let's say, or does, and just put a twist on it and make it mine, like it's mine. Like, that's who I am. But and that draws attention naturally, right? But I don't want that attention, because again, I I can't. I'm uncomfortable, and I don't know how to fix that. Like, that's just who I am. I always have been that person. But and I've been through a lot of doctors, and been uh I've been through therapies, and I've been taking medications and all kinds of things. I've been doing the prescription drugs, the actual street drugs, and then alcohol and all that. So I've tried everything, and I've tried not taking anything at all, at all. No prescriptions, no nothing. So, but none of that stuff works, because sooner or later, if something goes wrong, like in my head, or I can't tolerate things, and it's getting worse. I think as I get older, because um my health has been affected, like physically healthy, physical health problems that I have. Um, I don't know really what a lot of it came from, but I know bad coping mechanisms that I have created a lot of physical medical problems for me. Uh, Anything that I could do to not to feel good or euphoric at all. It's not about that at all. I'm not a drug person to be wanting a high. I don't even like really being high because it's kind of scary to me. You know, I just want to be functional. I take whatever the drugs and alcohol, whatever I've been doing my whole life to try and fix myself, has been to take all that anxiety away from me, and just so I can function and be kind of like a regular person, or what I see people to be doing. So and then I come back to reality and I think, okay, I am trying the hardest I can to figure out something here to fix myself the way that I should have been, but in reality I keep switching. Like I'm like, this is a good coping mechanism, let me do this, I'ma do that. It could be anything, even if it's a healthy coping mechanism, like let's say working out. Great for the first few months, and then something's like switches that I don't have the ambition anymore to do it, or whatever. Let's say if it's a healthy habit, it doesn't become a habit. Actually, it doesn't become a habit. The healthy coping mechanisms that I tried, it just doesn't. I just revert into the way I always been. And I've been thinking, analyzing myself like crazy, thinking what is it that I need or need to take out of my life so I can function just normal. And I don't know what that is. And I just think about, well, I should have found something by now. So I don't know, I'm giving up. I feel like I'm giving up, and then the thoughts of, right, the real bad thoughts that come with my condition, that is like just so unbearable. Those things are very distressing. Like my whole body is just distressed. It's stressed, and my mind just it just hurts to think, and it's like hurts to move, and you just want to lay down and just kind of put yourself to sleep, and then so you don't feel anything. So I tried doing that. So nothing works for the long term. A lot of these things have worked short term, great, but and it's very disappointing because it does not do anything for me long term. And I've literally done everything, and I'm running out of things. Like I don't know what's next that I could try. But my whole life has been just trying to be normal. It's insane because that should have been done already for me. Like when I was growing up, or whatever age that we develop certain things. I don't know, but obviously my condition started with trauma, and the trauma what do you call it just it just builds up. More trauma, more trauma, more trauma, more trauma. It's like, get over this thing, then you gotta go into this other thing. that's traumatizing, and then it triggers back some kind of memory of the other traumas, and then the new traumas, and then there's so many traumas you end up with a big fucking timeline of shit, and then you can't even think of what the fuck it is that you're recalling, because you don't know what it is that you're being triggered by after a while. And because there's so much there, it's so like combined and just confused and entangled together in my head. And so and it keeps happening, and it's like more trauma just constantly. A lot of it could be prevented in a way, like they say don't be around toxic people or people that hurt you, your abusers, and all of that, right? And then is this on? Okay, I want to make sure because I don't know. Everything goes wrong for me when I'm like this. So it's very they say that they can cure. No, they don't say it can get cured. It says that it will lessen with time as you get older, and I don't believe that at all. Uh, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, like I am, and I can't figure out why I'm not getting better, like, or why I can't try something else like I'm usually doing. Like I'm usually like, okay, this might work, or I've heard this is gonna work for me, and I'm gonna be like, okay, fine. I set my mind and I do it, and I'm like proud of myself, and I know I can accomplish them once I put my mind to it. And then something happens, and then everything falls apart, man. My brain goes haywire again with all the thoughts running, and there's no sequence. There's nothing. There's no like connection there. They're just random, and that's when the like suicidal stuff comes, because I'm just like, why am I even dealing with this? Because it hurts so much. Like I can't focus my thoughts enough to relax myself, soothe myself from what situation I might be in that is difficult. Um, or like a normal person can do that. They can call their friend and then they're okay. Like I would call my so I've done I will call my sister, my older sister, whenever I'm like this, and she would help. But she on her own has her own mental issues, like she's bipolar. So when she's bipolar, she has that manic phase where she wants to talk, she wants to socialize and be always calling me, and she helps me through a lot of things. But um, then there's a period of time where I don't hear from her at all. So it must be the depressive stage of her bipolar or whatever the fuck is going on, or she'll have an interest in something and then she'll be stuck on it, and then she forgets all about me, and so then I can't rely on her. So, and that hurts, like you lose your support, and then you think, okay, what do I do now? Like I really still need this help every day. Like this can't be once in a time, once in a while thing. It has to be consistent, just as anything else has to be consistent in life, to maintain a normal and a feeling of well-being and safety. But I never do. I never maintain it, or I can't. I don't know what else to do. Um, and I'm afraid of the again. I haven't overdosed per se, but I have combined certain things that you shouldn't take together, and I still do that in a sense, like absentmindedly, like without really thinking about it. I'll just take whatever I think is gonna make me feel good or better, or I'll do something, It doesn't even have to be a substance. It could be a person, or I'll hang out with somebody that I really shouldn't, or I'll be dating a person that I shouldn't be dating, and then that's a form of self harm, I guess you could say. So but I don't do this really consciously. It's like subconsciously. So I try, um, and then the things that I end up doing, like I kind of wake up from, and then I think, what? Why would I take that together? Why would I see that person? Why would I go over here? Why would I do this? Like when I'm clear minded, I'm like, huh, the fuck? Like I could have been dead. I could have killed myself. I could have hurt. The person could have hurt me, and then I could have taken too much of this with that, and it would have been a bad mix together. I would have overdosed or died. So that is something I don't know how to control. Without help, and I just when I get like really bad, is like I start thinking about killing myself. How would I do it? What's the best way? Because I don't want to do it and it's painful. I mean, that's the whole point, is to defeats the purpose of not having any more pain. So I try to do things that aren't painful, like sleep or oversleep or eat, or think trying not to do something self-destructive. But oh man, I don't really have any hope that I would meet a man or something that is a good person, that wouldn't be abusive, or alcoholic, or on drugs, or a criminal from jail, or a piece of shit asshole, or a cheater, or a fucking womanizer. And it's just like that's all I end up attracting. So, and then I get involved too much, and then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm getting too much involved with him, because this is not really healthy, this relationship. I kind of know that, but subconsciously I don't care, like I do it anyway. But it's insane, man. And that's like how I am with everything, with jobs, with fucking friends, with friends. Like I'll be friends, I'll what do you say, reconnect with them or something, and I'll be happy about it. I'll be content. I'll be like, okay, this is good. This is keeping me balanced. And then I won't talk anymore to them for years. So I really hate myself when I have I can't control any of these things. And then I read and I research stuff, and I'm always studying, and then a lot of things give me hope, and just but then I get more involved in it, and I dig deeper, and I'm like, wait a minute here. This is actually not a good thing. Like, I don't think I could do this. Like, this is gonna take a lot of expert help and doctors and fucking time away, and like a fucking retreat somewhere, which is all money, and I don't have shit. And I'm in a big money problem right now because of my ex-husband that is a fucking evil. I can't call him anything else right now at this point, because like I left him, and it's been so long now, that you would think that because of leaving him was just fucking making me go and try and kill myself almost all the time, and always crying out to him, like, why are you doing this? Why don't you stop? Let's work on this. I will fix this. I'll go back to work here. I'll do another job. I'll do two jobs. I have worked two jobs at one point in time, just to help him, because he was fucking stressed out or something. Well, I thought that's what he said he wanted me to do, and that is what he said he wanted me to do, but it wasn't actually that. that he wanted from me, because I realized what he was. Because I have studied it, and I've been to I am so obsessed with like learning about psychology and the brain and all that and how people are, that it's ruined me, because it's really paralyzed me and got me scared more of people than anything else. Because there's so many types, and a lot of them are very evil types that you gotta watch out for, and you won't know it until it's too late. So that's why we have murders and weird people that you see on the news. It's not a joke, it's not fake, and it's actually all around us. So if you find out that your husband is that you knew from when you were a kid and all that, you share so much memories with them, and you have two children that you love dearly, and then never blame them for this, what has happened. I will never do that, because that is my blood and I love them regardless of who their father is. Oh, of course. But um learning about who he is and then seeing all the signs that's pointing to that is very frightening, because there's no cure for those people. I mean, they don't think about it. If you don't see a problem with you, doesn't matter how many people see the problem in you and try and help you, that you will never change, because you're not going to. They can't make you. It's impossible to make somebody unless you drug them up and fucking tie them up, which I mean, that's like a mental hospital type thing, and then that, I don't know. Then you won't see them again. They'll be locked up in a way, which is kind of what he would need, in my opinion, because he is just not just hurtful and destructive towards me, but other people. I mean, I've seen it, and the other people he's been fucking around with and playing with has have been doing crazy things to him, and then he just jokes around and laughs about it, like, oh, it's funny she broke my window, and it's the car window. The one of his girlfriends broke the I don't know what she had, a bat or something, and broke the windshield of his car, of our car. It was our family car. It was our family car. Oh, it was our family car. It had those little stick figure people, like the family thing. And, the things he did in there and stuff like that. It's just, but that's not the thing. It's just like, he's hurt other people and they've come after him, and he's had to relocate many times because of that, and other issues he'd have with men as well, as in something would go wrong and they just want to kill his ass, kind of thing, because he's not normal and he's not a good person, and he's a very evil person. So I done the research on him, and when I was trying to get my own help, and so he's a pretty 90% positive he's a covert narcissist. I mean, but then there's other things that might be worse than that. Like, I think maybe he's also with psychopathic type tendencies. I don't think he's just a narcissist, but he's definitely covert. The covert one you won't realize or recognize. Uh, these are the ones that kill the whole family, and then people say he's such a great guy, he's a good guy, he's a giving guy, he's a loving guy, and that's the guy. That's the narcissist. So, I lived a nightmare, really, since I've been born into the world that I've been just thrown into. Living with, living in poverty in New York City, and having to be in very rundown home life, and just roaches everywhere, and having to stay up at night afraid of roaches falling on my head, and it's I really don't like talking about my life I don't like it. It hurts me more to talk about it. And being in New York City is already hard enough. It's very difficult way of living and being brought up. So because there's so many, I'm sorry about that noise. I am in a rural area right now. They have a lot of Ford pickup trucks here. They are very loud. Because my parents are fucking nuts. I have a video of them, two that I might be posting today or sometime today. I actually have Wi-Fi, so it probably will be quick. So I'll be posting it today. And this is what really triggered me today, to feel like shit again, and fucking lost and paranoid and depressed and suicidal, and yay for me, I guess. So what did I do? I didn't know what to do. I just went outside into my car and was just sitting here because I really don't want to take it anywhere and waste gas or do any buying of any kind. So I just try to discipline myself not to do that. So I decided to do a video, I guess, instead, even though it hurts emotionally to do it. That's why I don't do many of them, but like consistently, and I really should. But I said this many times, and growing up with two different cultures, and then you're in a whole different country with the two different cultures. There's three different cultures you have to learn, and you gotta adapt to, and it's a really that in itself is hard. And then on top of that, you got abuse. Then you have people dying that are close to you at a young age, and then you have the fucking neglect and abandonment. Then you have things that you don't even know why you can't sleep at night, and you have nightmares all the time when you're little, and you're still an adult and you can't go to sleep in a pitch dark room for the most part, unless I have my medications so I could sleep. Like my mind will shut off, which helps. But like adult afraid of the dark, that's like stupid, right? And I don't know why. Still I'm not sure about that. But being raised on parents that are basically both narcissists in their own way. I don't know which type, but they differ from each other a lot, but they're similar in a lot of ways because they both are ill in that way. And I don't know, you could see for yourself, and if you want to take a look at the videos of what I've recorded from them, that I don't show their faces, it's just voices. So I'm not gonna do that. But it's just weird to me, like two people that really don't accept each other, never have, even to this day, and they're like 70 years old. Even to this day, they don't even accept each other, they don't like each other, and they try to like change each other still, and they're not even together anymore. That was years ago. They divorced when I was like 10 or 11, something like that. But they still keep in touch because they're narcissists, because narcissists recycle, right? And that makes sense. So knowing all the things I know and not having a degree to like really show for it is kind of depressing. And I mean, I don't have anything. I'm left with nothing due to my ex-husband and his spitefulness. And every time I have to speak or see him, he has this smirk on his face and kind of like an evil laugh, and it's very disgusting to me that I got involved with that person. But it makes sense why, because where I came from. But yeah, I don't want to go on too long with this video because I have a lot to say I haven't said. But I'm going to just leave it at that. And I'll be posting 2 voice videos on the 2 narcissist parents that I have, and they're divorced, but they recycle each other. They talk to each other still, and they see each other. But just, just so I can get some kind of opinions and comments, I'd appreciate anyone who think, if you don't think that they are, just let me know, whatever it is. I don't get offended. But I do appreciate everybody that is subscribed, and I hope you do leave a comment to encourage me to make these videos. And I hope everyone's doing well, and thank you for listening.